welcome back to my channel. I'm Jody, and we have been talking this week about how to stay fast, which means we're talking about how to use the methodology of intermittent fasting in a way that will benefit your body. And we're looking at that as how can it benefit all of our bodies. And then so far we've talked about how can it benefit you with an open sacral center. So if you were a projector, manifestor, or reflector, you're going to want to go and watch my previous video. But defined sacrals, generators, and manifesting generators, this video is for you. Okay, so just like we have so many people in the world of wellness that are like, do what I say, this is dumb. Like they're basically like kind of battling other people that disagree with them. And my perspective is we just need to know how the body works. We need to know what the body wants, and then we need to know how each of us work. So then nobody needs to fight and say, you're wrong, your idea is dumb. Obviously, each person's idea and way of application of health, food, nutrition is working for them if they're like talking about it, okay? That's cool, but it may not work for everybody. And so how do we know if it's gonna work for you is we look at the true things that need to be looked at. And the first thing we always look at is what are we feeding our body in general, which is it a high plant-focused diet, because the body needs the glucose from the fruits and vegetables, and it needs the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, cleansing agents, and the emotional and spiritual support from the fruits and vegetables more than anything else. Everybody needs this, okay? How you apply that looks differently, and so we make it our own. But in terms of fasting, there are differences, right, when we're talking about how our bodies use energy. And we understand food is energy. Food is our first source of energy. It's telling and informing our body, be like this, do this. Here, I'm going to give you this to work with. And I showed you a picture of Dash's chart, my 3-year-old. He has an open sacral. He is a projector, and I'm going to show you mine just so that you can be clear on what a defined sacral, see that right there, second one up, I'm almost completely all defined, but it's colored in. So that means that if you have a defined sacral, you have more consistent access to a built-in battery, to a built-in energy. And I have other videos on my channel about being a generator and a manifesting generator and some stuff about the sacral. But I specifically want to talk to you guys about fasting and its application in this video. And then before I get started, make sure that you check out my Made to Eat sessions if you're interested in having like a customized blueprint with creating a path to your health based on where you are in your body right now, what's going on, what you've been doing, eating, the way you've been living, a wellness lifestyle or lack thereof. And I will run your chart, analyze your chart, and send you an audio training, which will be probably 45 minutes or so long. And then you'll have 5 days to message me back and forth over the Voxer app to apply this to your life and actually be in the practice of eating as God made you to eat so that you could thrive in your body in this world. And that is so cool if you ask me. Okay, so those are Made to Eat sessions. Now, manifesting generators and generators, we have a lot of energy, okay? And we're supposed to be using our energy to create what we want in the world. And what this means in terms of a relationship with food is that it means several things. So when we are using our energy correctly, meaning we're saying yes to things that we love, that we want to do, and we're saying no to things that we don't want to do, that we're going to keep that flow of energy. We're going to keep an abundance of energy. When you have a defined sacral, things that light you up, as they always say, or excite you, or that you like, look how I'm leaning forward. Lean forward to are your yeses. And so when you connect to a yes, you connect to an experience or a thing, or even a food you love, or doing something with a friend, or a workout you like, that's going to in turn refuel you. It gives you more. It gives you more. It gives you more. It's like a cycle. So like, I love my water bottle. This is my favorite water bottle, and I use it every day when I do my like cardio and stuff. So I love it. And when I work out, I love it. And so it gives me more energy, right? Okay. So I'm not in a deficit that way. But if I am saying yes to things I really don't want to do, right? Like, what would be a good example? Like if I couldn't do cardio, right? Let's say like someone told me, oh, cardio is bad. And I believe them. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. I really want to, but I guess I just won't. Like that's a heaviness, and that's going to weigh on our energy. Okay. So that's one way that this will affect us. Also, sometimes when a generator, manifesting generator, is in the middle of activities that we love, let's say we're working and we love what we're doing, the need to eat all the time can be diminished. Why? Because our energy is fed from the things we're doing, by the things we're loving, by the activities we're engaging in. Like our days are just feeding us, literally feeding us energy. And so sometimes that will diminish our like appetite either at that time, or it could delay it, or it could just be, in the moments. And then it could rev back up. Like when you're not in the activity later in your day, you'll feel hungry, right? Because you need that energy to fuel all the things that you're inclined to do and you want to do. Now, I went through a period not that long ago where I was feeling not that hungry all the time and just kind of blah. And the reason is because to those that are gifted the big energy, a lot is like expected, in my opinion. And so if you're sitting on your gift, if you're sitting on your sacral's gonna just sit there. And that means that nothing's moving, okay? Nothing's moving. Your energy is stagnant. And if we know that food is meant to fuel our design and fuel that big engine we have, or fuel our battery for things we love to do and the joy we're here to create and build, then our appetite is going to match that, right? Because if we need a lot of, if we're doing a lot, if we're expending a lot of energy, then we're going to need to at some point take it back in the form of real fuel. So when I wasn't feeling that inspired, that motivated, I wasn't doing very much. And it's just like working out, how you can work out to expend energy. But overall, if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, and in your life you are kind of sitting on your sacral and you're not moving, it's not going to feel good, because we're supposed to be moving. And that can affect your appetite as well. And maybe you won't feel as hungry and things like that, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a hunger for life. You're supposed to have a hunger for things that you love. And so I wanted to put that in here before we talked about like just fasting and not eating, because the relationship that we have to doing things is important. And we always want to look at that, and we always want to look at like, well, how am I feeling in life in general when we're talking about our bodies, because our bodies are carrying us in our lives. And if our lives are heavy, then it's normal that our bodies would feel heavy. And sometimes it's not always about eating like less or more or like different windows of time. Those are all things we can play with, but I just wanted to talk about this up front because it really does matter. And I think all the technicalities and like eating in like an 18-6 or whatever you want to do for a fasting window, is probably not like as critical as you think in the big picture, where joy is critical and being lit up is critical and using your sacral is critical for those that have it defined. Okay, so, but when we're talking about the ability to fast, generators and manifesting generators, you can do it pretty easily, okay? Now, generally speaking, manifesting generators supposedly have the biggest engines because we're supposed to do a lot of like different things, throw our energy around here and there. It doesn't mean we always do that, but like we have apparently the biggest engines, but generators have large engines also. So having the definition, the defined, colored, and sacral means we can go periods of time without eating food energy because we have our sacral energy. And if we are living in alignment by doing things we want and not doing things we don't want, we're going to have that sustenance of the built-in battery, right? We shouldn't be drained. We're not having an energy leak by doing things we hate or not doing things we love, because it feeds itself, right? Like we talked about. And so if you wanted to do fasting, just because like you're doing your thing and you're working or whatnot, and you think it sounds like a gut yes to you to help you achieve a health goal or a body outcome, then it likely would be fine, you know, but always follow your authority for these kind of decisions as well. And the thing is, because you're being fed in things that you love, so it's kind of like you're not eating completely. Whereas an open energy, an open sacral, you could be doing something you love, but it doesn't feed your energy the same way. So that's why food is so much more critical to have consistently. But in this case, like fasting for longer periods of time, in my opinion, works way better for people with defined sacral. So if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, I think you definitely can tolerate it. You definitely can do it, especially manifesting generators. You can definitely hit the fasting and it won't bother you. Okay. You're like super sturdy, I guess you would want to say, in your design. And literally my body is made for fasting because I'm an MG and I have evening eating, which means my brain isn't even like, the sun turns my brain off and we feed our brain with our food information. And so that's why, you guys, I eat like just fruit all day. Like I don't eat anything else, like green juice and fruit and water, because I don't have the digestive energy on and I have my own battery, you know, and I'm doing stuff I want to do. I'm working out, I'm working. And so I literally think that if you are a manifesting generator with evening eating digestion, you're literally the most optimized type for fasting for longer periods of time, okay? But whatever, you can do what you want to do. I just want you to take into consideration, what does it mean if you have a defined sacral and you would like to know or choose or perhaps apply fasting to your lifestyle or for a period of time, right? Because maybe you'll change your mind like a manifesting generator does, and you'll like it for a little bit and then you won't want to, and whatever, it's all good. So that's what I would tell you about the decisions to fast. But if you are someone that's like, I want to do like a 20-hour fast in a 4-hour window of eating or something like that, then you can, trust your gut in these decisions and trust your gut. And then obviously you want to see how you feel if you try it for a couple days and then experiment with it, right? Because it's all an experiment anyways. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about how you can actually eat and achieve the effects of fasting anyway. So you actually don't need to like go for 20 hours without food. Even if you are a manifesting generator or a generator, you can still eat and you can still get what you want, okay? So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, click on the bell. And if you're interested in doing a session with me or joining Fueled and Focused, you can find that information below.